Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a soda and I'll be reviewing Shades of a Blood Moon by D.L. Blade and C.M. Locke. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I did receive this as an ARC, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes and these are the content warnings. I want to say right off the bat, I'm giving this book 4 stars. This book was interesting in a good way. It just kept me guessing a lot and kept having surprises, betrayals, and secrets. And you didn't know who to trust in this book. And just when you were starting to trust someone, you learned you couldn't trust them. So this was just definitely a book that kept you guessing. And I enjoyed every moment of it. So what's this book about? Well, this book is about Rachel, who's a Damphir, I think is how you pronounce it, a vampire-human hybrid. What's funny is in a world full of vampires, werewolves, witches, and humans, and some other things, her kind are actually believed to be myth. They don't think a vampire-human hybrid could ever exist, just for a multitude of reasons. So because of what she is, she basically is just coasting through life, just existing. She's not necessarily thriving, but she's just doing everything she can to not draw attention to herself. Because along with what she is, her lineage is also a problem for her as well. And if anyone was to discover either or she was to bring attention to herself, it would not be good for her. Probably in the end, it would result in her being unalived. However, one night, as she's heading home from her job, she is attacked by one vampire and able to fend him off, but is then attacked by a secondary vampire who manages to get a hold of her and drink her blood. The thing is that this second vampire actually turns out to be one of the most powerful vampires in the South, if not the whole country. He is head of a clan where it is not dissimilar from a mafia gang. He just has those kind of connections and that kind of powerful pull that people don't mess with him. As he drinks his blood, it makes him curious as to what she is because he has never tasted blood like hers before, and he wants it and becomes instantly obsessed with her. But something that complicates matters is the coven that raised Rachel for the last 200 years and kept her safe actually hired Andre, the vampire who got the taste of her blood, as an assassin to unalive her. Why, he doesn't know. He just saw dollar signs and took the job. But now he is struggling with the choice of whether or not to complete the job or to give in to his obsession, take her, keep her for himself, and figure out what she is, but risk pissing off this coven, which turns out to be the most powerful coven in the United States. The thing is, he wasn't the only one stalking Rachel. There's someone else in the shadows that's been keeping an eye on her and wants her for himself for his own reasons. So what are my thoughts on this book? Well, again, I'm giving it 4 stars. This book was so interesting to read in the way that it is full of mysteries, secrets, betrayals, hidden identities, and deep, dark pasts. And you could trust no one in this book. And that just made it such an interesting read because just as you would start to give in and trust someone just a little bit in this book and their relationship with Rachel, bam, a secret would come out and you realize you can't trust them. So it just kept shifting your loyalties in the book, and it was just such a good book to read for that reason. I loved Rachel in the fact that she is a very sassy character. She is basically, I don't know if you would say a gilded cage, but she has definitely lived under this coven's thumb for her whole life, and in some ways has been stifled in a cage with very limited freedoms, as it were. Yes, she's out and about in the real world, but she has very strict restrictions on her. But that doesn't stop her from being that sassy character, a powerful character, even if she's been stifled in some ways. But also you can see that she has a core of strength in her that is really great to read, especially when it comes to her friends. She has very few, I would guess, say luxuries in her life, that her friendships are what she values most and will do anything for those friendships. And it was just really interesting to read and see her relationships with those around her. Now, this book does leave on a cliffhanger. It is the first book in an ongoing series. There is a couple surprises at the end, not just one. So basically, everything is open and fair game in the next book. And I'm really excited for the next book. I'm excited to know what her next step is in her journey, the new relationships that have come into her life at the end, and even the romantic interest that she has in book 1 is now open. There's just a lot that could be explored in the next book, and I'm really excited. Now, the paperback version will be available starting tomorrow, Monday the 26th, February. And the ebook version will be available on KU February 28th. Give this a download. I can see so many people enjoying this, especially if you like urban fantasy, vampires, witches, and secrets and betrayals. This is a very exciting book, and I think so many people will enjoy this. I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.